We here? Welcome, niggas and niggettes. We are here talking that real talk, that intelligent-ish talk, that intelligent shit talk. Where are my cameras at, Sarah? I'm at
Daisy
this.
and the tripod.
Okay. And then that one. All right, cool. I just want to make sure. Because, you know what I mean? Salute to everybody in the chat room. Bismarck T, I see you out there. Salute to YouTube. YouTube, get ready, because, you know, when I switch over to caffeine, that's when the song of the day is going to come in. And because we're talking about hip-hop and why all these old motherfuckers like blaming hip-hop for everything. Old niggas, white people, Asians. Everybody like to, whenever shit goes on in the black community, and I don't even want to get to white folks and them first. I want to start with you old-ass black people. Y'all the main ones that be doing this bullshit. I'm going to blame the hip-hop. Acting like the neighborhood was any better before hip-hop came around. The hood was still the hood back in the motherfucking 70s, too, when the OJs was on top. Nigga, I read my history books. I know about the broken glass era of New York. And that shit, nigga, when that era, that heroin epidemic was going on in New York, nigga, y'all had the best of music going on. Niggas had Curtis Mayfield and was still hooked on heroin. So we gonna dive into that as we go along. But I do want to start the show because sometimes we gotta, you know, take a step back and review some accomplishments and some things that was said in the past that was right. As one of my tenants calls me, I know this tenant ain't calling one shit. For all you guys out there who got properties, let me give y'all a word of advice if you're new to owning property or managing and running things. When your tenants call you, don't answer the phone. Never answer when your tenants call, because usually they don't want shit. And whatever they want, they can leave a message, and there's some shit you can handle later on. But they'll call you right away over and over and over again. Is this the world is going to end? When really the only thing they got to tell you is the garbage is full and the trash truck ain't coming for 4 more days. Don't answer the call when your tenants call. Them niggas don't want shit. So tenant who just called me, I'll call you back probably on Thursday. Check the message. She don't want shit. So what were we talking about? Comedy Press here on Caffeine. If you're on YouTube, make sure you download the Comedy Press. As Craig said, right in front of the motherfucking camera like I did. Now you good now. Yeah, nah, we good. Shit, nah. So when it come down to it, I did the same shit on Craig Facts. I walked right past, because I saw G. Wayne walk under. I'm like, G. Wayne, skinny and short. Nigga, I'm not about to do that. Yeah, that nigga scored. Yeah, like, nah, so, yeah, I ain't tripping. All right, Craig, so watch Craig Facts after this shit's over with. Back to what we talking about. So, Sarah, you got the video that I sent you? So, in this video, when I did my reading for the year back on New Year's Eve, I said that it's going to be some disruptions in the financial markets. And I was saying places people are used to going to that usually have money, we're going to start to see all that shit start to really take a hit in the first 7 weeks of the year. I was off by 2 weeks. I'm sorry. But can you play the video real quick?
Absolutely.
Play it, then we'll come right back. Okay. Money's going to be limited this year around the world. It's going to be a lot of money issues. So that tells me that a lot of established corporate, a lot of big time places that you're used to getting money from, places that are used to having money, you're going to see them fall. But Mercury is quick moving. Mercury, things happen fast in Mercury. So that doesn't mean permanent. But it does mean there's going to be major fluctuation in finances. And with this being in the Mercury season, look out for the first 7 weeks of the year, because when I'm doing cardology, y'all see these cards. Each card represents a 7-week period of the 52-week calendar. These are all divided up into sevens. So Mercury not only deals with communication, day-to-day life, it also rules the first 7 weeks of the year. But what that's telling me is it's going to be serious money shortfalls.
You're back.
See, that was my card reading. You know, that's some shit that I do on the side. Well, that's actually how I make a lot of my money. And so I was just telling motherfuckers at the beginning of the year, look out. It's going to be some banking. This shit's just getting started. Y'all Google, what's the name of that goddamn bank? SVB, the Silicon Valley Bank. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's a few other banks, the second largest bank to fail in U.S. history. And there's more to come. So for those of you out there, make sure that whatever money you got, stack it to the side. Watch out for disruptions and supply chain issues. Oh, another thing that I said on that same episode, if you go back and listen to it on YouTube, I said it's going to be earthquakes are going to start hitting kind of a little bit ridiculous this year. And we've seen that shit happen over in the Middle East, Turkey and all that 30, shit. So
that was up 40,000 people died?
Yeah. And I caught all this shit literally about 3 months ago. So not that, it's just that, no, life works. Life has, that's how life works. And, you know, life is numbers. Numbers is life. You think this shit is just add, subtract, and divide to get a math grade. Nah, numbers is life. And when you understand the numbers of life and the cards of life, you can understand when the time and seasons for those things in life to occur are open to occur and not occur. So I just wanted to pull that out there. I had a cool show on my show yesterday, Sarah, on YouTube. I did an updated live reading, and I told people to look out for in the coming months. But, you know, this is 7 of Hearts year. 7 of Hearts is all about, it's funny, the 7 of Hearts is the card that I have right here. 7 of Hearts is all about crossing boundaries. You know what I mean? And what that means is crossing the boundaries of the boundaries you put on yourself. So I want to start today off with a positive message. And for all you niggas out there who done said you have a desire in your heart that you want to do, you got something in your spirit that's saying do this, something that you want to do in life and you scared to do it and fears what's holding you back, stop being a bitch. For real. Somebody's got to say it like that. Because it's people out there with all kind of hopes and dreams and aspirations and ways to get to it, but they won't get to it because they always scared of shit. They think of some shit that they want in life and they goddamn start worrying about it, you know? And they think that they can't do it or they feel lack of confidence and shit like that, man. Don't let lack of confidence get in your way, man. This is the time of crossing the boundaries, all of those boundaries you put on yourself. Okay? When I talk about white supremacy, when I talk about discrimination and all that shit is secondary to the bounds that you put on, really 3rd, 4th, 5th down the line, if you're gonna tell the whole truth, to how we bound our own selves mentally. You know, Sarah?
Yeah.
Like we be having all kinds of dope ass concepts and shit, but procrastination and lack of confidence stops all that great shit from happening. So stop procrastinating. All right. Hell, preaching to me, shit. Yeah, I bet you know how much shit I done procrastinated on and good ideas I done seen other people flourish with?
Yeah.
Because I was doing bullshit playing Call of Duty. So yeah, that's the word of the motherfucking day from the nigger preacher of LA.
Nigger preacher. You know, it's funny that you brought that clip up of your predictions or whatever like you did, because my good prophet, my friend, she's a prophet back home, and she lives in Texas, and she came online yesterday, like no, it was yesterday or the day before, whatever. Anyway, but she came on because she said a couple months ago, like she was just talking. She said, and she had heard, like in the spirit world or whatever, that it's that the banks were going to, that particular banks was just gonna. It's gonna be like catastrophe though. Like it's coming up. It's like supposed to be like economic catastrophe.
We just getting started. We're just getting started with this. Yes, and that is me drinking a bottle of wine. We didn't have no cups. What was I supposed to do? Not crack open my wine because we ain't have no cups? I'm taking this shit to the head, nigga. But you know, it is. See, life works in cycles, and if the audience, if y'all on YouTube and caffeine, if you don't mind me getting a little bit deep, I don't. Usually I go to if you don't mind me going a little deeper than what's normally required on a mainstream type show.
I'm excited.
Life has cycles. You know what I mean? Everything has cycles. Same thing with the cards. That's why the cards represent life. You got your spades. That represents the wisdom. It also represents the wintertime in life. Life has wintertime. We're in winter right now. In LA, it's raining like a motherfucker. What happens during wintertime? You got to take your bitch ass inside, right? You know what I mean? Yep. You got your hearts. These are the youngest cards. The spades are the oldest cards in the deck. The hearts are the youngest cards in the deck. Hearts represent fire, and they also represent emotions and youthfulness. They also represent the springtime of the year. And then you got your diamonds. Your diamonds represent adult age. They represent the summertime of the year, and they also represent the earth element in the chart. Because we're talking about hip hop, so all this shit is about to tie back into the hip hop discussion. Hey, Sarah, do we have the right title? I don't know if I told you the title.
I put hip hop don't stop. I don't know.
I was gonna put blame hip hop.
But I can switch it.
Yeah, switch it to blame hip hop.
I got you.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. The diamonds represent the earth element. They also represent your values. They represent the summertime in life. Basically, when your adult time is when you should be living the best part of your life. You dig what I'm saying? And then you got your clubs. The clubs represent the air element, also represent what goes on in your mind, mental, and also they represent the springtime, the summertime of year. I'm sorry, I said summer. The diamonds represent the fall. The clubs represent the summer. Why am I saying all that, Sarah? To answer your question. Mm-hmm. Life has seasons, ups and downs. You have your spring season when things are coming out, getting vibrant. We used to call spring used to be the beginning of the year before the Romans and Julius Caesar flipped the calendar. You know what I mean? That was always the first of the year. Spring equinox, first of the year, March 21st. Mm-hmm. That's when things are new, life. That's the birth of things. Mm-hmm. Then you got your summertime. Your summertime is like your teen years. The teen years is when you can run all day, fuck all day, do all the shit you want to do all goddamn day. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then that's when to equate that to markets, that's when the market is booming, what they call a bull market. You know what I mean? When it's thriving, when it's going well, when everybody's making money. Then you got your diamonds, which represent the fall time of year. And fall is when you got to pull back. This is adulthood. When you're an adult, just like in the market, when the market has gone to its highest and it's been bulling for a long time, you got to pull back for a little bit because there's a thing called the law of balance. You know, the law of polarity, and everything has polars, and everything is a pendulum, and everything's pendulums back and forth between positive and negative. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's a cycle. So in markets, the market done been mature for a long time. You know what I mean? It's been it's going into fall. Fall season's when you got to start planting for the future. You know what I mean? And if you don't plant for the future, you're going to have a fucked up winter. Well, here's what's going on with the markets. The markets in the United States, we haven't learned since the Great Depression in 1929. The United States keeps repeating the same not mistakes, because it does. If it keeps happening over and over again, it's not a mistake. That's what I call a pattern, you know? And the pattern is when it gets to the summertime and the markets and things are going good, the economy, because our economy is based on 3-month cycles, you have, it's all about the next quarter. Every corporation is all about making money for the next quarter, the next quarter, the next quarter. The stock price this quarter got to be higher next quarter. So it creates this unnatural machine that never experiences the fall time. The fall is a time that you reinvest, you replant. As an adult, you go from teenagers to adults where you working every day, you trudging through the mud. Because what happens if you don't work every day in your adulthood? What happens when you get to your elderhood, which was the spades? You're going to crash, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to retire. You're going to have a fucked up elderly life. Well, in the markets, our markets, because it's based on these quarterly, you got to do better than last quarter, they never plant for the fall. So we don't get a fall time in our markets. We go from summer to winter. And that's an unnatural collapse. So when those type collapses come, they're catastrophic. But they're catastrophic this time around more so for the wealthy elite. And let me say this before I get into blaming hip hop. I talked about this the other day. You're going to start seeing a lot of death, doom, and gloom on the news. If you watch the news or if you watch CNBC or CNN or whatever, they're going to be talking about how everything is going to be the worst this, the worst that, the worst this. It's going to be real bad, but it's going to be worse for them folks than it is for our folks. You dig what I'm saying? Because, yes, we're the last hired, first fired. So, niggas, if you haven't been fired already, you're probably going to get fired pretty soon. I'm sorry to tell you. But, you know, these companies are cutting back, and that's what happens. That's the fallout. So, for those of you who do have jobs, make sure you, man, I would say to mitigate the loss that's coming, tap into your gifts. Tap into what you are, that business you've been scared to invest in. Mm-hmm. All them things you've been wanting to do but not doing because you safe at your job. Well, it's a good chance in the next year or two your job won't be there. Mm. So the way to inoculate yourself against that is to get that bullshit fear out your spirit and go for that and pursue that thing that you want to do, because wintertime is here and it's wintertime in the market. And so this shit's about to be bad because it starts with this. What's happening is, you know, people about to start losing their cars. You know what I mean? People about to start, because car notes are they said the default rate on car notes is at the highest in American history right now. You know, apartments, people about to stop paying their. It's about to get real bad. And the way against that again is just to tap into your spirit. And again, if you want a reading, my car reading will tell you exactly where you need to go. Once I look at your Jupiter card, I know exactly what you need to be doing to make your bread. And I'm always right. So just know that, you know, that shit is coming. The housing crash is coming. Transportation is going to be major transportation, supply chain issues.
Wow.
Communication issues. Because Seven of Hearts also rules communication and logistics. So if you go back to Christmas Eve, what happened Christmas Eve? All those planes got shut down because of what? Communication.
Yep.
What was December? What's Christmas Eve? December 24th. Mm-hmm. That's a Seven of Hearts day. We're in the Seven of Hearts year, so we're going to start. That was sort of foreshadowing. We're going to see a lot. At the end, and then what happened January 2nd? Remember January 2nd?
Oh, with the airlines.
The airline.
Yeah.
Communication.
Yeah.
In my car readings, I told everybody this shit was coming, and it happened. Right, motherfucker. Literally the day that I said it was going to happen, it happened. So expect more of that shit. So we're in the winter time right now. We're in the time of going inside, cleaning. The world needs its house cleaned. You dig what I'm saying? Mm. You know, the wealthy have been in power for far too long. They have this great illusion of power. They make you think you don't have any power. They make you think that you need them. And now is the time of market correction. Nothing can stay out of balance of nature, not even financial markets. All right? Yeah. It's a nature conversation, Sarah. If you just tap into nature, you can know what's going to happen in the markets. You just got to tap in. But motherfuckers got to go outside and be around, smell the trees, smell the grass, go outside at nighttime, look at the moon, look at the stars. Be in your environment and you can feel this shit coming.
That reminds me of my dream. It's giving me chills right now. Because the other night I had a dream and it was almost like a apocalyptic type of thing. Uh-huh. And I was like, oh my God, big planes falling out of the sky, buildings falling, the earth quaking, and right before it, how I knew how to run is that I was with my mom or whatever, and I was like, look at the animals, because the birds start flying one way, and I was like, okay, and now all of this is happening. Okay,
yeah, but it's a lot going on. Where we're in crazy times right now, but we need crazy times because times have been fucked up too much for the common person. And what I'm about to say right now, this transcends the racial conversation because we have to all. What I have to say is this: it come down to where your heart is, because there's a whole lot of you ain't shit niggas. Y'all gonna suffer the same fate as these sorry ass white supremacists that been fucking us over. You dig what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You over here being wrong and you don't treat your family right. You know what I mean? You don't do right by your children. You don't do right by the people who've done right by you. This is the time for that bullshit to get answered. You dig what I'm saying? The same. So don't think just because you black, you safe. No, it's a lot of you. It's a lot of sorry ass niggas out there. Y'all gonna get fucked up too, because you may not be an asshole. You may not have Mark Zuckerberg's money or Elon Musk's money or Bill Gates' money, but you relative to your own family, you treat your own family like shit. You got resources to help your family out. You don't share. You know what I mean? You don't share a kind word of wisdom. You always got something negative to say about your friends. You call people your friends, but you talk shit behind their back. This shit come for your bitch ass too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So don't think just because you're all about a certain thing that you passed this shit going on. This is a time when I read this in my cards. This is really just an overall time for people whose heart right. You know what I mean? And it's gonna look bad, you know, on the surface level because a lot of shit will go bad. You know what I mean? On a lot of people, but think about us as a people, as a common man. We've been fucked up for a long time. You know what I mean? Paying taxes that we don't get sent back to us. TV shows telling you gotta take a dick in the ass to be a respectable man.
Oh Lord.
You know what I mean? TV, you know, that's just where we are right now. TV shows telling all the women they got to be ratchet and they ain't nothing worth, that they ain't worth more than how much behind they show, and making our women think they need BBLs to you know, what kind of, you know, people are victims of this shit. And let me get a little deep on this too, and let me get back to hip hop. The 85%, you dig what I'm saying? When it come down to it, we are influenced by our environment. We are human beings in nature. We're made of iron, manganese, water. We're 80% water. That's why full moons are crazy, because the moon pulls on water. And what's your body? If your body's 80% water, that means the moon is pulling on the emotions within your body that you don't see. Oh, wow. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, we're nature. We are, you know, we're oxygen, we're carbon. That's what the 666 is. It's the number of carbon. That's what we are. So we got to take all this shit back to nature. You dig what I'm saying? And we got to get back to being natural people, loving each other and loving yourself, and being aware of the environment that you're in. You dig what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And pulling from that environment and becoming natural with that environment, because this shit that's going on right now, this shit's unnatural. And nature ain't gonna sit here and let us keep pulling this bullshit. At some point, it needs correction, and now's the time for that correction. So just make sure that you treat people that with the same respect and love that you want to be treated within yourself. I ain't saying don't crack jokes. Matter of fact, crack jokes. You know what I mean? Never on cracking jokes. Just make sure it's in love. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I think that's just where we are right now. You know, we're getting back to a time where nature is correcting itself. And people who are out of alignment with that are gonna have some serious consequences. Oh, the Seven of Hearts is also the card of dealing with, you know, with surgeries and, you know, and taking care of yourself a little bit better. You know what I mean? That's part of the reason why I even started. Like, I'm down I'm down what, 40 pounds since September? Oh my God, that is awesome. I read that in the cards. It wasn't because of a joke or because of what somebody said. Matter of fact, I like being fat.
You know what?
You think I want to be like you, skinny? Like, Sarah, when I be seeing these niggas in shape that be talking shit about me and judging me, when I see these people in person, I be thinking like, I want to be like you.
I've always been a person where, like, I just want, in case I get sick, I got weight to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't getting me out of here that fast.
Like, I like being unique. I'm a unique nigga, and I embrace my uniqueness. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, you know what I mean? So
you would look odd, really skinny though.
Huh?
You would look odd skinny.
Hell no, I don't even want to be skinny. Fuck no.
Yeah, your head, because your head don't go nowhere.
I look like a big ass lollipop.
Oh my
big
God.
Big ass head, little ass body. I look like a young bald head Al Sharpton if I was skinny.
Oh,
like hell no, I don't want to be skinny. But like when I be listening, when I really, sometimes like I really assess the people judging me, and I just laugh. I be thinking like,
you nigga?
So you really think that you the standard? Nigga, you was an alcoholic. Fuck.
Then there's that.
You like all them sorry ass vices you got, nigga? No, you nigga, motherfucker. What good is a 6-pack if you can't keep a bitch?
Oh.
I be laughing because the trivial issues you in shape niggas be dealing with. I be thinking like, you think I want to be you?
Yeah, that time.
Fuck. What the fuck made you the gold standard? And then a lot of niggas be in shape with buck teeth, Like, nigga, you in shape, but your teeth is fucked and up right now. What the fuck, nigga? You got niggas in shape. They got the top lip is bigger than the bottom lip. You got niggas in shape, and these motherfuckers can't keep a job. What the fuck, nigga? You think I want to be you? You got niggas in shape, and niggas don't even like you.
Exactly.
Like, one thing about me, Sarah, I'm a very likable person.
Absolutely.
Every room I go in, I'm good. You dig what I'm saying? I was at a party last month. Man, I went to a party with Tashina. She invited me out to this party, and it was all these Hollywood people there and whatever. And when she out, everybody be coming taking pictures with her and shit, you know. Mm-hmm. And so I go off into my own goddamn corner and shit, and I'm just having the greatest of time with people I just met. It's like it was a Grammy party. I'm in here with these Grammy winning artists and shit, and I'm talking to these niggas about music. People I look up to. I'm not gonna even name drop.
Just give me one.
I'm not even gonna name.
Just give me one.
I'm give you one because it was a Grammy party. So just imagine who was there.
Oh, of course, I know it was Robert.
And I'm it was everybody. And I'm at a table with people I look up to, people I've been listening to for 30 years. And I'm talking to them about why their music isn't on the radio anymore, about how America don't love our black artists and how they were victims of America's decision to pull money out of R&B and invest it in hip hop. And I'm talking to people who I love. I'm a lovable ass nigga.
A lovable ass nigga.
And I know that. And that's when I be like, you think when I be thinking like when people like, you need to, I'm like, no, nigga, you need to get a personality.
Oh.
I got one. You got one? Anyway, talking about blaming hip hop. I'm having this topic because I didn't get to record it was on MSNBC, and I didn't get a chance to record it, and I can't find any clips of it. I was looking for like an hour before the show looking for a clip. But I saw it when I was just kind of flipping through MSNBC. And you know how it is, like when you turn the channel by accident, you can't go back and record some shit? I was like, God damn it. Well, basically, it was a segment where Al Sharpton was talking about drill music, and like, he had a panel. And they were talking like drill music and hip hop being the blame for a lot of what's going on in society. And then I saw an interview on the Art of Dialogue by Melly Mel. Great interview with Melly Mel on Art of Dialogue. And Melly Mel is also talking about, it's the music. And I have a perspective on that. So if you guys don't mind me offering my perspective, I'm going to offer you a perspective. And you can take it or leave it. But this is my perspective when they talk about blaming hip hop on everything. If it was hip hop's fault that Black America is in the position that it's in right now, then whose fault was it that we were in the same position we were in now 51 years ago before there was a thing known as hip hop? Whose fault was it that we were in slavery? Whose fault was it that we got into Reconstruction? I always say this, there are two periods in American history, Sarah, where Black Americans had relative freedom. That was the 8-year period after Reconstruction, during Reconstruction, from a 10-year period, from 1870, 67. Well, a lot of those civil rights, the first set of civil rights laws got passed in 1868. So from 1868 to 1877, Black Americans had relative freedom. And during that time, we put in over 100 people in state houses, representatives, starting with Hiram Revels. He took Jefferson Davis, the white boy who started the Confederacy, Jefferson. Jefferson.
Now you got me.
I'm thinking about Married with Children. I'm about to say Jefferson Darcy.
No, no, you're talking about.
What's that cracker's name?
No, that was not Andrew Jackson.
Jefferson Davis. Yeah,
Jefferson Davis.
Jefferson Davis. He vacated his Alabama senator seat to start to become the leader of the Union of the Confederacy. Well, do you know that seat was taken over by a black man named Hiram Revels, fresh out of slavery?
That was one of my questions
that
I gave for Black History Month.
You have Robert Smalls, who saw black people getting lynched, and he said enough is enough. He beat his own slave master's ass, got out, stopped them black folks from getting lynched, stole a Confederate warship, drove that bitch to the north, came back to the motherfucking South, got his wife and his homeboys out of slavery, convinced President Lincoln to let niggas fight in the Civil War. In December 1862, black people were allowed into the Union Army because the Union was getting their ass whooped by Jefferson Davis. The Union was getting fucked up. 1862, December, black people were allowed into the Union Army, and Robert Smalls helped whoop they motherfucking ass and then bought his slave master's house and lived in that slave master's house that he was born a slave in, owning that bitch, and died in that motherfucker. And he became a motherfucking congressman. And he's just one of hundreds of stories like this. During that time, we invented so much in black Americans. I mean, the inventions list is crazy from 1867 to 1877. Because we did shit like that. You dig what I'm saying? But we had 10 years of freedom. We had the Union troops protecting black progression and black society in the South. So in 1877, the bitch ass Democrats, Tilden won the seat. I mean, lost the Southern Compromise. Rutherford B. Hayes became the president, and the Southern Compromise was, okay, we'll let a Republican become president. I mean, we'll do this. Y'all got to make Rutherford B. Hayes president, and we got to let go of Reconstruction. Basically, let the white folks do what they want to do to the black people. But during that 9 years of relative freedom, we built and did so much. Okay, y'all, YouTube, we about to go over to caffeine, YouTube. When I finish the story, we're going to go over to caffeine, and then we're going to get back into the hip-hop talk, and I'm going to play the song of the day as I lead into the hip-hop discussion. So YouTube people, let me finish this point, YouTube, and then when I finish this point, y'all going to go over to caffeine. Matter of fact, you better off going over to caffeine now so you don't miss shit. Well, anyway, so we had our second relative levels of freedom. And if you want to verify what I'm saying, there's an interview with Noam Chomsky, a white man. If y'all don't like when niggas say it, it's a white man named Noam. Niggas don't like when niggas drop information. We supposed to be buffoons all the goddamn time. You can listen to me crack jokes. When it comes to information, I don't know what he talking about, kid nigga.
What did Larry say?
Right. Well, anyway, Chomsky even talks about this. And then the next time we had freedom was that period from 1964 to 1971. And during that time is when the majority of the black middle class has been eroding over the last 30 years was built during that just a 6-year stretch when black people were allowed to go to college, go for free and for real cheap. And we were allowed to have jobs, and these jobs before they were outsourced. We built up a whole middle class in less than a decade because there was very few times that we've had some kind of relative freedom. So America's all about suppressing us and suppressing our activity. So even during those times of relative freedom, we still only own 0.5% of the wealth, just like we own right now. So I have a question. Is that hip-hop's fault or is that a societal problem? I want y'all to tune over to Caffeine, because on Caffeine, we about to play the song of the day, and then we're going to get into hip-hop's impact on what's going on here in America. Y'all ready, YouTube? So flip over right